What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video. Back with the part 2 that I had promised of the Shiny Shadow Galarian Weezing, perhaps a new signature pick on the channel with this rare Pokemon that we have a very high rank of, along with Gastrodon and Talonflame. And I have to tell you, although you guys have seen this team before, these battles should not disappoint. This was a pretty crazy 2 sets, so sit back, grab a snack, pause the video if you need, and enjoy. But here we are. We start off with the positive lead. You saw Drapion versus our Gastrodon, and then we counter swap Diggersby with our Talonflame. However, this quick attack Diggersby is going to be able to chunk away with fast attacks. It is going to hit for that single resisted Scorching Sand, so this is actually not the most comfortable matchup in the world for a Talonflame. We take another Scorching Sand. I'm going to throw another Incinerate for proper timing. I didn't think I'm going to get to 2 moves anyway, so I'm just going to go for the Brave Bird to deliver more damage. He shields, so this Diggersby has now just expended a shield to flip switch against my Talonflame, which is not good. Not good at all, because we do not want our Weezing lined up on the Drapion per se. Going to build up energy here. Throw on Charge Attack priority. Body Slam should be enough to get rid of this Pokemon here. What's going to be in back? It's going to be a Azumarill, not that bad. So up a shield. Hopefully we can put in some work here with our Gastrodon. Gastrodon is going to throw the Earth Power here, really chunking away at the Azumarill. Mud slapping away. But this is kind of awkward. I'm kind of forced to let this go since I'm so low. And now how the heck are we going to win this game? Because we don't really have any charge attack pressure for that Azumarill. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do here. Aqua Tail can do a little bit less damage than the charge attacks from Azumarill, so I take it. I go for the Overheat because he knows I have to debuff myself to take him out. So I'm not going to debuff myself, right? Wrong. But now I'm debuffed. How do I take out the Azu? So I'm going to go for the Brutal Swing bait here. Hopefully we can pull a shield. We do pull a shield. But once again, Overheat's not even enough yet. So I'm going to throw a Brutal Swing for chip. Hopefully I can maybe do some more chip damage. Do I live one more bubble? I do, and I get off the Overheat. Is this going to be enough? This is a double debuffed, resisted Overheat, and it knocks out the Azumarill for a crazy Game 1 win to start off the video. Yeah, that was pretty wild. We'll see if that can be topped. But I was pretty happy with that win. I don't know if there's like a better way to handle that Talonflame Diggersby matchup, because the fact that Diggersby flipped it is pretty crazy. Positive lead. In comes Feraligatr. We don't have an obvious answer, so we're going to be forced to kind of stay in here. Both of our back Pokemon, however, do have play against the Marowak, so if we can get some sort of advantage out of this, it should be solid. I'm going to go for the Body Slam bait here. This would be nice to grab a Protect Shield, and we do get the shield. He is going to throw another charge attack here. And now I'm really debating how I want to do this. Do I want to go for another bait? Yes, apparently so. Going to go for another Body Slam bait. If he calls this, this could be kind of bad. And he does call it. And this is going to allow him to get to another Hydro Cannon. And now it's not really worth the shield in my opinion. So I could get an entire Incinerate here, which would be kind of nice. But the problem is Talon is just not that safe of a Pokemon. So going for the Incinerate, and if there was some sort of like hard check, like a secondary water type, didn't seem like that great of an option for me. So I get the Fairy Wind instead. I try to make a catch unsuccessfully, but there is a Machamp in back. And getting off this fly first is really nice, because this is going to draw the final Protect Shield most likely. And now I'm comfortable just letting Talonflame go, because I know I can simply Fairy Wind down, shield once, and come out with a move. Stone Edge does an incredible amount of damage. We are going to shield in case this is a Stone Edge, which I think he had enough here, but he baited me anyway. And then I throw the Brutal Swing on the Charge Attack priority. This should be enough to knock out the Shadow AWAC here and deliver us a Game 2 win. G to the G. There we are. On to the next one. Maybe I ought to go back to this team. We had a slightly negative day on stream today with a separate team, so who knows? Maybe I should go back to this team. I think I'm seeing a ton of like Clodsire Feraligatr core though at the moment, so Gastrodon's a nice little core breaker to those two, but when they're in the back, I'm seeing like a lot of Malamar lead with those two in the back, kind of like the most meta team you can run right now, and for good reason. I mean, it's very strong, 3 very strong, oppressive Pokemon. Here we go on to the next one. Pangoro, okay. So theoretically, we have 2 better answers, so we may want to dip out at some point. I go for an attempted catch. Opponent saw it coming, and this is not great. We do lure out Toxapex, which at least means that Talonflame is going to be able to avoid it. However, this is not a great matchup for Weezing. But we are so dang spammy that maybe we can put up some extra shields and actually try and flip this. Because if we can flip this, we know that the Pangoro is only going to be able to throw Night Slashes at our Talonflame versus that super hard-hitting close combat at our Gastrodon. We shield the Brine, going to go for Brutal Swing right away, no messing around. Brutal Swing is going to draw a Protect Shield. I tried to combo, or I guess I don't combo because a Body Slam wouldn't have quite knocked out, but I aggressively swap in. In comes Pangoro, debating whether I want to shield or not. I decide to no shield, forcing him to close combat, and then I come in right away with Weezy. Weezy going to go for an aggressive Fairy Wind down here, takes the Night Slash. He's super debuffed, so he actually simul KO. What's going to be in the back? Oh, it's going to be a Drapion. And unfortunately, Drapion is just so spammy to that Aqua Tail that he's definitely going to be able to outpace us to 2 moves. Also, we know that the Toxapex is there as a catch opportunity. So if you're wondering why I didn't shield that first Aqua Tail, it's because we know he's going to get to 2 anyway. And now we know he's going to try and catch. But the problem is, if I throw double fly at the Toxapex, then he simply gets to 1 more Aqua Tail before getting incinerated down, because he would have only needed to live 1 Incinerate. So there's probably a win con there somewhere. Perhaps the win con may have been, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, oh, I know what I was going to say. Incinerating down the Pangoro rather than going for the Fairy Wind down. I was kind of sacrificing the Galarian Weezing. Maybe if I had incinerated down, gotten that energy head start, I could have beaten the Drapion. But we go to the next game. Positive lead against A-Slash, I think that was. And we don't have an obvious answer to Marowak here because it does have access to Rock Slide. So it would be a little bit uncomfortable to come in with Talonflame here. But here's the thing. With Alolan Sandslash, we know that Talonflame just completely destroys it. So if I can just retain Switch Advantage, I should be okay. I do go down a shield here. Gonna go for the Body Slam, hoping that he lets it go and allows me to have Switch Advantage at the cost of a shield disadvantage. What's going to come in to meet Mr. Gastrodon? It's going to be an opposing Gastrodon. Unfortunately, I don't get there. And now, where is Weezing going to go? Weezing has no play against the remaining Pokemon. So I'm forced to come in with Weezing here because I know there's a Sandslash in the back, and I want to preserve my Talonflame for the Sandslash. So we're basically just sacrificing the Weezing, trying to get some chip damage here. Gonna let this go. If it's Body Slam, I should hang on. And it is Body Slam. So I actually live 1 more Mud Slap. And going to get off another Brutal Swing. This will probably get a Protect Shield. And then I come in with Talon. Most people don't run Water Pulse, but I figure that could be like a potential lose condition. So I do respect it. Just the Body Slam bait. So an unfortunate shield, since the 1 move A-Slash will get to should do a lot more than the Body Slam. In comes A-Slash. Going to throw 2 Incinerates. I have the double fly, and he didn't throw. And I should win CMP. He had to kind of throw instantly, but he didn't for some reason. This is going to allow me to go for double fly. And now I'm going to go for the Incinerate down just barely before the Body Slam gets off and take out the Gastrodon. I think the opponent messaged us after the game and said that he didn't think Talon was at double yet, so that's why he didn't throw it right away. But a G to the G. Yep, it is 3, then 2 for Fly. We're playing a Platypus. Parry the Platypus. Just kidding, it's not Parry. It's a different Platypus. Okay, Gastromere. This is good in the sense that our Wheezing is avoiding it. So with no Mud Slapper in the back, hopefully Weezy will have a lot of play. I go for a catch on Talon. Ideally, we'd catch like an Earth Power here, but he actually goes to the Body Slam bait like a savage. And then, oh, this is so painful. I make a critical error. I let the Water Pulse go, dude. Like, if he was willing to stay in to throw energy here, obviously it's the Water Pulse. Like, why would I not shield that? Unbelievable. In comes Moltres. This is looking kind of bad. Moltres can obviously take the Body Slam, no problem. We swap into Weezy. And going to respect this. Probably an Ancient Power bait, but going to respect it with a shield. Oh, he actually goes for it. Never mind. Sometimes you think things are going terrible. That's why you don't, you try not to get too tilted and top left too early, because that Water Pulse knocking us out seemed really, really bad. But unfortunately for them, they had no Galarian Wheezing answer in the back, so I will take it. Maybe it was something like a Pangoro or a Mandibuzz if he went with something crazy like Double Dark Flying. Who knows? But, yeah. Man, it's hard to believe that he felt like the game was over at that point, because whatever in the back must have been really weak to G-Weezy. Anyway, terrible lead into Mr. Pluff. We're going to swap Wheezing here. And I go for Brutal Swing first. Interesting. I guess... Oh, okay, I get Brutal Swing and then the Overheat first before the potential Scorching Sands debuff. This puts Diggersby low. Ideally, it would be a little bit lower because I don't think I can even Fairy Wind this down. Honestly, I probably should have just, like, committed to that as the win con. But we're going for the Brutal Swing here to at least get shields down. So even if we don't flip this, we will at least get shields down, because you never know. Maybe there's something in the back that Talonflame can one-shot. We're going to go for the Brutal Swing here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe like if I had committed to Fairy Winds, 2 debuffed Fairy Winds would have KO'd from that range. So maybe I could have flipped this. That's tough. But again, ready to swap instantly. But there's the Shadow Gator, and our opponent was just quick enough where they're going to be able to knock us out here. So pretty RPS game. Not a whole lot we could have done, except maybe like the committal to the Fairy Wind down. However, if we do that, like Gator up shields might just sweep us anyway, because Gator can probably knock out Gastrodon before it takes too much damage, where we could like incinerate it down, and it just one-shots our Talon anyway. Next opponent, Dugong. Pretty neutral against our whole team, so we're just going to stay in here. He wisely debuffs us before we can get off a charge attack. Smart Dugong player. We are going to throw the Earth Power here, and that's actually caught onto Marowak. Because they don't have any energy, I'm actually going to come in with Talon here. And, you know, I could have thrown Fly to avoid having to shield. And for some reason, he baited Bone Club when he did 6. So, honestly, he might be running a single move like Frustration Shadow Marowak, because he did 6, I believe. So he should have had enough for the Rock Slide there. Yeah, oh, easily enough. It would be only 5 for Rock Slide. In comes Claude, and although Claude is up a shield, well, not anymore, I decide to come in with Weezy simply to force Claude to expend energy, and now Clodsire is dry. And if you're wondering why not Brutal Swing, well, what I didn't want to happen is I didn't want Claude to take the Brutal Swing and build up more energy. I'd rather force the Claude to expend energy quickly, and then have less energy, so that way it takes more Mud Slap damage, as we saw there. So yeah, and then if Claude did overfarm, we would have gotten to the Overheat, which would have been more threatening and gotten either a shield or big damage. So I kind of like the way we played that game, actually. Well, that was kind of nice. Positive lead against the Quill God. One of our favorite picks. Oh gosh, Drifblim. Bit of an awkward safe swap, so hopefully Weezy can handle it here. They're going to shield the Brutal Swing. They're going to start debuffing us with Icy Winds and with Astonish. It's going to be really annoying to deal with here. G-Weezy going to fire off another Brutal Swing. We do significantly outpace, but as you see, these Astonishes are just really chunking away at our health. And we have to try and keep alignment if we can, right? Because we do not want Quillfish on our Talonflame. I throw after one, but the problem here is this is going to allow a pretty easy catch for our opponent. We kind of are expecting the catch. Pretty easy catch for him to make because we're kind of forced to throw. If we don't throw, then we just get sniped by a Poison Sting. He's going to probably get off double Aqua Tail here, I would think. Oh, not quite. Didn't quite have it. What's going to come in is going to be Drifblim. Oh, I blind through Earth Power to do more damage since they're both double resisted. That's a little bit embarrassing. In comes Whims, and this Whims is going to overfarm significantly. They want extra energy for whatever the back Pokemon is. But we know we have a Talonflame. And then check out what I do here. I do two, I wait a turn, and I catch onto Weezing. So we get some use out of our Weezing that we still had remaining. He built up so much energy, I knew he kind of had to throw at that point. And then I actually decide to... Actually, no. I definitely come in Talon, right? Oh, I don't. I come in Gastro. Holy cow. I come in Gastro, anticipating the swap. We go for Earth Power. Is this enough? It is. And Gastro knocks out Drifblim, and all that's left is Mr. Talonflame against the Whimsicott. Let's go. He was hoping for something. Maybe he could Moonblast in one shot or even Seed Bomb in one shot. But you got to think with a Gastrodon lead, if you're the opponent, what I have in back is probably going to be strong. However, we did used to have a Mandibuzz in the back with this team, so that would have been terrible because Whims had so much energy, it probably would have reached double Moonblast there before we would have got to Aerial Ace, so that would have been horrendous. Very painful. Talonflame, I like a little bit better. It's a little bit more fun just to run Pokemon that are more oppressive in terms of like the damage they can output versus just super bulky tanks. Here we go. Gastro, mirror match. East versus West Bowl. B-Locke. Dude, I'm blanking on the East versus West names. Shoot. But that was a classic all-time sketch. Body Slam. Connects. We're going to win the charge attack priority here in this Gastrodon mirror match. Will they bother undercharging this maybe for an extra Mud Slap? Probably not, because put them even lower. Yeah. Oh, no, they do actually undercharge. And they get a little bit of a head start with Drapion. Pretty awkward for me. I come in Weezy, because Weezy can actually take the energy. But, I mean, not comfortably. Weezing's a pretty glassy Pokemon. The Aqua Tail you see still really chunks. I lose the charge attack priority. I wasn't confident enough if I would live this Aqua Tail or not. So I do decide to shield to get the final shield off my opponent or to knock out the Drapion. Get the final shield. Going to swap Talonflame. This is obviously a little bit uncomfortable, right? Because we know that they're going to reach Aqua Tail and he would get to another. So I patiently wait a turn to see the sting and throw the fly here. Otherwise, he would have reached that Aqua Tail. So this is kind of good. Okay. And there's a Mandibuzz in back. And suddenly this seems like we have some play. The visuals look super weird. Like Mandibuzz is incinerating us. He throws pretty much right away. And I'm going to throw the fly to get rid of Gastrodon. And I'm only one away for the Brave Bird. So we're going to make sure that we do one. Oh, no, wait. Do I have the Brave Bird? No, I'm one away. We're going to make sure we throw the Brave Bird and then swap, which should set up our Weezing. Weezing can take a Aerial Ace at this range. I settle for Brutal Swing. I think I could have just taken the Aerial Ace and reached Overheat anyway, but we put it within 1 Fairy Wind range, so either way is going to work here. Aerial Ace coming through should be able to live it. And there we go. Nice little win for G-Weezy. And I think there might be one more battle to round out the video. This has been a super fun team to use. I'm currently sitting just under 2,900 in the Go Battle League. So if you guys want to, hey, we're playing the World Champ. If you guys want to see me on Twitch, feel free to go check me out there, where I'll be streaming the Legend Push. So we queue into its Axin. Tough lead in the Ariados that has Trailblaze, right? Super effective against our Gastrodon. It would one-shot it, so we safe swap Weezing. We lure out this Feraligatr, and I understand that if I can simply flip this matchup at all costs and get Talonflame on Ariados, that's probably our best chance of winning this game. So like we talked about earlier against the Diggersby, I just don't throw energy. I commit to the Fairy Wind down after landing the Brutal Swing. In comes Ariados, and at this point, I'm just going straight over. He guarantee the shield or the one-shot. No messing around. Gonna go for another overheat. It's caught onto a Guzzlord. So that's a nice catch. I'm gonna bank a Brutal Swing in case it is needed for later. Swapping into Gastrodon and just trying to pressure with these Mud Slaps. Maybe go for a Body Slam. Gonna throw this Body Slam to either draw the final shield or put this Gastrodon pretty low. Or put the Guzzlord pretty low, excuse me. And we actually lose the Charge Attack priority here. Honestly, I probably should have just thrown the Brutal Swing here that I had banked. But I don't know. I thought he might like go for the catch. So I come in Talon. And yeah, game over. Ariados, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide at that point. So a simple game, right? Where even though we lost the lead, it was as simple as if we were able to flip the secondary matchup, we were going to be able to win. Axin, I don't think he like necessarily made any mistakes. Honestly, the only thing he probably could have done differently would have been like lunge me and then go into Feraligatr, but he didn't really have a great answer to the Weezing safe swap. Gator is good when it's like even energy, but when I was ahead, as you saw, it started to become a little bit more uncomfortable. 28-24 on the Legend Push. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all of that said, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.